Well, welcome back, everyone, to Riverbend Zoo. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I can't believe I already messed up the name of this place. Riverbend Discovery Center. Yeah, so I don't even know the name of my own zoo anymore. Today, we are actually working on something that is pretty much completely comprised of blueprints and stuff like that. The whole purpose of this entire episode, I guess, today is going to be talking about like how you can use blueprints to your advantage and why you shouldn't really be afraid to use them. Now, of course, there is like so much merit in doing stuff custom. I mean, half of the stuff in here is already custom, but the workshop is easily one of the best resources that you can possibly have when it comes to playing Planet Zoo. A lot of the times when I build in other projects, like take for example, I guess we could say Hope Island, a lot of that stuff in there is custom, but still so much of it is because of the workshop and so many wonderful creators. And that's why we have that little bit of a dedication to the creators of those said blueprints over towards the lynx habitat in Riverbend Discovery Center, as well as the entrance to Hope Island. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people really need to, I don't know, like, not a lot of creators that I see tend to use blueprints all that often. A lot of the ones that I do see are like Eben, Just Goron, and people like that. Even like Sdan and Drew, those are some of the best creators to see using blueprints and stuff, and I feel like not a lot of the bigger ones tend to use it. And you know what? I feel like that is kind of a little bit of a detriment to the community, just because, I don't know, this is just going to be an entire word vomit today. I'm not even talking about the build anymore. A lot of the times when you do build in Planet Zoo, you can build so much better stuff so much quicker if you do use blueprints. Now, of course, if you are the type to really, honestly, like, you know, build your own stuff custom, like, listen, I know Leader's probably in the audience right now, just sitting there on his little computer, probably melting away at his PC, but listen, if you're into building piece by piece, listen, I am completely jealous of you. I wish I had the time and the patience to actually do that kind of stuff, but listen, if you're forcing yourself to do that when you don't even enjoy it, what's the point, you know? Just open up a blueprint and something, I don't know. But, I don't know, what do you guys do with your zoos? I want to hear what you guys have to say. I even use blueprints for making big rock formations. That's how lazy I sometimes get, and honestly, it helps so much. We should probably talk about all the stuff we're actually doing today. So, we're doing a budgie aviary along with some rainbow lorikeets. The rainbow lorikeets are thanks to, I believe, it is Drac. It's part of one of his Birds of the World packs, and I'm going to start searching right now for this actual, how do you say it, these bird props. These are some of the best ones I've ever seen and used. So I just got to go on to Bro Nation Custom Links over here and look at this for you guys. I believe these are by Jaguar X. He is part of the ZSU community, if you guys have seen him. He's become a wonderful friend of mine recently, and he does such beautiful work. So, in case if you guys do want to implement some realism into your builds, this is the perfect little set for that. But what we're essentially working on today is a quick, cheap kind of exhibit that you would see in a lot of lower budget zoos. So a lot of the times in these places, you would see this as a quick way for some zoos to make money. You would essentially pay for a little bit of seed on a stick, and you would go into these aviaries, and all the lorikeets and budgies would come down and eat from it. This is very common in a lot of the places around me. I know we just recently did it at Southwick Zoo, and Mystic Aquarium used to have this way back in the day. I actually have a little old picture of that. Maybe I'll share that with you guys sometime on a stream or something. It's very cute, but yeah, that's essentially a very easy way for some kind of lower budget zoos, or even higher budget zoos in some cases, to make a little bit of money, and it's a really awesome way to integrate more species in this zoo. So you guys may already tell that we're using a combination of so many different things in here. Even ZZ's little pretzel stand right there, I felt like that was a perfect place for it. But essentially the main things that we do in here are just foliage and making everything look nice and flush with the surrounding area. And I am so happy with how well it came out. We even reused the Binturong aviary. Not really aviary, but I guess exhibit. I already thought it looked perfect for the purposes of an aviary. And I was like, you know what, screw it. We might as well just like make this complex. We could probably imply that there used to be bears in here way back in the day, but since then they've really retrofitted it to be a lot more accommodated towards more appropriate animals, if that makes any sense at all. And I felt like Budgies would be the perfect way to integrate, like, you know, a new species into that retrofitted habitat. As well as integrating some more foliage around here. I use the periwinkles, bracken, ferns, a little bit of bamboo to brighten it up a little bit more, as well as some cork oak trees, just to make everything feel nice and bright and beautiful. Going through here as well, I really want to integrate some Oceania plants, and I have to thank ZZ once again for all of these beautiful plants, because he did such a wonderful job at capturing some very unique foliage that we unfortunately do not have in the game, but for the purposes of this, it makes for a beautiful little kind of nature garden in here, which works very well. What we essentially do besides that, we also add in some bushes, just to really help flesh out how kind of overgrown, quote-unquote, this can be. And we also add these beautiful flowers. I love the red ones so much. They came out so well. And even these orchids, ooh, I love it so much. Yeah, now the more that I see this place, the more I think it would be located in like the Carolinas or something, maybe Virginia, or even a little bit below that, maybe like Georgia or something. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm going for now with this zoo. It feels like not really Florida kind of zoo, but I do want it to be in a little bit warmer weather. And we also use, I believe those are by Haribo. I could be mistaken, but those are just tiny signs that would indicate what plants they are. We use some of BZ's climbing structures as well to really help give our birds a few more perches. And we do a little bit of decoration in here, nothing too crazy. We do minor theming. Nothing too crazy, of course, and we do add this beautiful big perch over here for any birds towards this exit. And I thought it was pretty funny to have that right over there, because you could probably imply that someone would get a little bit of a bird bomb dropped on them. Adding some more gravel throughout here, not really gravel, but, you know, tiny stones, just as a way to make this place feel like, I don't know, I really wanted to ground it in the fact that there's not really grass growing in there, but specific forms of plants and gardening. And I felt like having that in there made it feel a lot more intentional. Also adding some Just Goran's Bexebergen climbing structures in here, just as a way to make it feel a lot more, I don't know, have the birds have a lot more places to perch, if that makes sense. I don't really know. I just honestly zone out when I build kind of stuff like this. I'm like, ooh, that feels nice right up there. And we also kind of center off that little thing on the top as well. And we basically make sure that all of our birds have enough toys to play with. And I really have to thank Jaguar for these, because these were so inventive. That he made these using the, what are they? The new bracket pieces from the Europe pack, and they work incredibly well for toys like that, so that's really awesome to have. Going through here as well, and we start to add all the birds. Again, I'm not using modded birds in this one, because I don't want any modded props in this zoo. I told you guys before, I have several different zoos going on. I have vanilla ones, I have vanilla with animal mods, and I have completely modded ones, so I really do love having the challenge of using well, like tiny piece, gutter piece birds, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I just really do like it, and it was really fun just to outline these guys all over the place. We have one kind of looking on the outside in over there. We have one on top of like the birdhouses. It's really fun just to add all these guys. In reality, I probably should have doubled however many I added, just because when you do get these aviaries, you get a ton of birds in here. But with all that being said, we are moving on to the cinematics. This was a really fun build just to, like, I don't know, pop out for you guys, because always, all the time, I'm always like, listen, I always want to keep adding to my zoos, but sometimes I don't really know what to add, but this one was just screaming right out at me. And I was like, damn, I gotta build for some birds in here. We don't have any aviaries in this park at all. So I really wanted to add some in there, but I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys take something away from this. I hope you guys start to use a lot more blueprints. As always, definitely do look up all the creators of the blueprints in the Steam Workshop. They do some wonderful stuff if you guys want to check that out, and it's always a wonderful thing to add into your zoos. Look at this shot right here. I love how that looks. just like that nothingness, except for the foliage and greenery over there. It's beautiful. But all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to take off right here, enjoy the rest of the cinematics, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.